Whoa. Get it together, Moby. I think that was just the tectonic plates in action. What is this? A fan mail letter? Dear Tim and Moby, what are tectonic plates? From Deadpool. I think that's your good friend, Mr. Moses. So basically, if you look at any globe, you can tell that some of the continents seem to fit together like a glove. If you look at the continents of Africa and South America, they seem to fit together like pieces of a puzzle. And in 1972, scientist Alfred Wegener also seemed to make this discovery, which led him to create the theory of Pangaea. He believed that Pangaea existed 200 to 300 million years ago. He stated that Pangaea was a supercontinent in which all the landmasses, all the continents that we have today were created and formed together in one large landmass. So the way that they got to their current place, he explains, is continental drift. So all the continents are located on the Earth's crust. And the inner workings of the mantle with magma and hot rock actually allow the continents to drift away from one another. That also explains why there are similar fossils located in continents that fit together like South America and Africa. The continents actually only move away a few centimeters each year, which is why we don't really notice it. And it allowed the theory to go unnoticed for years. The lines and the dividends between the tectonic plates are called plate boundaries. The plate boundaries are responsible for creations such as trenches, mountains, earthquakes, and volcanoes. There are three types of plate boundaries. There's divergent plate boundaries, which is where new crust is created by a liquid rock pushing up from the mantle. Divergent boundaries are responsible for trenches. The second type of plate boundaries that we have are convergent boundaries, which is where the plates move towards one another, and usually one sinks. So for example, when a continental plate and an oceanic crust plate, they collide, the oceanic plate tends to sink, which actually leads to trenches in the ocean. So convergent boundaries can be responsible for things such as mountains and volcanoes. When the two plates collide, they move up and they push up on one another like this, creating mountains and or volcanoes. The last type of plate boundary is transform boundaries, where the two plates move side by side in opposite directions horizontally, and this causes a lot of friction between the two plates. The friction here actually is the cause of why we have earthquakes. The friction from the two plates is so strong that it makes the earth shake. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is located in the Pacific Ocean, and it encompasses the outer boundaries of much of the continents, and it is the location for the majority of earthquakes and volcanic activity due to all the plate boundaries being so close to one another. So that is all that we have for tectonic plates.